Well, guys, I took a look around, and yes, the place is beautiful. I've been here several times, but then I started thinking, um, this is not a camping trip. This is a scouting trip. So I was gonna spend the rest of the day here, and I said, why? Can't build a fire. Can't do anything really. Just sit around, and that's why I haven't even popped the ceiling yet. And I said, you know what? I always wanted to go, even though I don't have the tag for it, but I always wanted to go to this spot that is up the road. I said, well, don't you do it? If you're gonna take several days to do scouting, not camping. So I decided I'm gonna have some lunch. Got here pre-made a peanut butter sandwich, and close up the door and keep going. So I guess I'm going down the east side. And being that my ice is melted already, this Ozarks Trail, I just brought the smallest cooler, and I got one in the front that just the top just rolls over. They don't hold the ice for too long. The water's cold, the drink is cold. Nice little mango nectar by Kern's. But there's no ice. The ice is gone. So at the end of the day, I'm going to be drinking warm or maybe cool water. So I've got to go down the mountain and get ice wherever, wherever some little town I can find. But yeah, I have the quad for a reason. It's to scout around. So once I'm done with lunch, off we go. It's 11:30. Still morning. I say, what am I gonna do up here all day? Can't even play the radio. The little freaking radio doesn't catch anything. Now the truck radio is picking up something, but I can't be sitting in the truck all day. But I got the little grunting, and the thing it turned on by itself this morning. 7 o'clock, I hear the shh, and I said, "Is it raining?" I'm looking out the window, and I can't see nothing. I don't think it's raining, but I hear something. Freaking radio went on its own. Now, when I go backpacking, and I'm in higher mountain and open, over here it's full of trees, I can get a signal. But most of the stuff you're getting is foreign. Now, FM is a religious channel. Okay, so I do get a little signal. I get FM. I get like 2 channels. And then the other channels at the shortwave Sometimes you pick up something from out of the country, but it's not often. So yeah, we'll see you on the next one when I finish with lunch. We're going to wrap it up and leave. Too bad I couldn't take advantage of the perfectly level spot. I mean, I've never, not even in my house. In my house is leaning the driveway. This is perfectly level. So, we're going to keep going and see where we end up. Right? Later. Okay, the adventure continues. Okay, so we're at the bottom, halfway to the bottom. This is a valley that's in the middle of the mountain range, and then it starts dropping again. So there's a place up here that they sell pretty good burgers, so I'm gonna stop. I know I had a sandwich, peanut butter, but that's not really gonna do much after an hour. And I have another 2 hours drive, maybe a little bit more, maybe almost 3 hours. So I'm gonna stop and get a burger, fries, and either a beer or a soda. I always wanted to buy a piece of land here, never did. Mainly because of that, nobody's going to come out here and visit. It's far, it's up a mountain, very dangerous, very steep. You know, it's you look down the edge and you think you're going to see China down there. So I decided not to, but I could have gotten it. Now there's a sign right there that says 2.5 acres parcels. And I called the guy, and the guy was asking I think it was 35,000. So, all right, I'm gonna make a big turn. I'll see you later. Well, I came down to the bottom. The highway is just over there, about 100 yards. I aired up all the tires, 75 pounds, 30 on the trailer. Checked everything out. Everything is good to go. And the temperature here, I don't have a thermometer, but it's gotta be over 100. It's hot as hell. So I'm gonna head north. See if I can find that spot that I was talking about. The only problem is that spot is at the same level at the bottom. So I don't think I'm going to be camping. I don't have air conditioning. I'm not going to be camping in that kind of heat. I'm going to go to Diaz and see how it feels over there. Diaz Lake. It's about another 45 minutes or so. All right. If not, I'm going to have to rethink this. All right, later. Well, we made it to Diaz Lake. Man, it's so hot. I gotta find a high camp somewhere so I can stay overnight, because there's no way I can stay over with these temperatures in the camper. I don't have air conditioning. I should be thinking about getting one, but here's some kids splashing around in the water. And this lake has been here for a long time. They got jet skiing. There's some boats. I don't know if they do any fishing here. There's probably fish. Why not? Yeah, the guys they're water skiing. Yeah, it's a nice breeze now. The lake is not that big. Maybe, I don't know, maybe 3/4 mile, something like that. Just a little oasis in the middle of nowhere. And then the next town from here will be Lone Pine. Oh wow, that guy's got one of the oldies but goodies. Stand up. You gotta be in shape to run that. So now I'm committed to the long trip to, if I'm gonna camp up high, there's nothing around here. I will have to go all the way up to Bishop. That's another 100 miles. And then go up in the mountains and find a spot about 7,000 feet where it'll be cooler. That's the only place I could stay. Sleeping in that warm camper, forget about it. Yeah. All right, I'm just gonna rest here for a few minutes, and man, I think I'm gonna put on some shorts. Hey, it's hot. Didn't think about that. I just thought, oh, I'll go down and I'll find this. You know what? You gotta put some more thought into your plans, because didn't realize that the temperature down here is gonna be so high. Of course, it's still summer. And this is close to the Alabama hills. This is where they made a lot of the movies, and you know how the West was won. It says right there. They did an episode of Star Trek, Deep Space Nine. And then this is a battle that they did, Gunga Din, back in 1938. So this place, there's the map. That's the lake, and there's the next town going up. So the Alabama hills are roughly up here, up in this region. Okay. Alabama Hills, a nice place to camp, but in the wintertime, not summer. All right, guys. The adventure continues. See you on the next one. Okay, so I rested a little bit, drank some fluids, cold water and stuff, and I'm looking over here. There's this lush green field in 102 weather, and the reason is that the mountains, the water flowed down underground and they ended up here. And then I'm looking at the edge of where the road is, and there's a bunch of horses. I don't know if they're waiting to cross the street or what, but check it out. They're waiting on something, and they're right there on the edge of I think there's a fence. Yeah, there's a fence. I see it. So I'm hoping they're not gonna make a dash and try to cross the road. All right, so let's keep going up. I already talked to my other half and told her that I'm gonna stay tonight, because if I leave now to go back, I'm gonna end up getting there at night. So I'm gonna go up to Bishop and then go up on the 168 road, I think, and find one of those campgrounds up in the high country where it's cooler, and there I can camp and I can get a better night's sleep, because I can't sleep in 102 weather. The heat is, you know. All right. Well, still driving. There's no volcanic rocks up here. So we got another, I would say 35 miles to go. Then we'll get into town and see if I can buy another bag of ice. I know that ice is already gone. And then got about a quarter tank. Probably put some, go to half a tank and then go up to the mountain. And then on the way out back home, then I'll fill it up again. Oh no, I don't need to fill it up, because with a half a tank I can make it. The truck gives me about 400 miles, I think, 450 miles per tank. I gotta do the numbers. I don't know for sure. All right. See you later. Okay, so here we go. Put in some gas. 9 gallons, $50. Thank you, Biden. Halo. Alright. Just a nice view of the mountains. And this is a steep road. The truck is working overtime. I'm gonna go find a spot next to a small lake and just park there, make some dinner and hit the sack. It should be cooler up here. It shouldn't be as hot as the valley, because we're going to be up to I think it's 7,000 feet, and there's the big curve. I wasn't planning on coming up to the lakes. That's why I didn't bring a reel or any tackle. I got the fishing rods on my tube up there, but I don't have the reels or any of the bait, tackle, hooks, or anything. And this is one of my favorite places to come fish for trout. I'll come every September. Okay, we just passed the 6,000 feet mark. And this is still steep. All right, let me click off, and I'll video when I get to the spot. Okay, so let me just walk in here Here's a nice campground. People can stay with tents. In fact, that's my old spot over there. So let me see, go through here. Oh yeah, the temperature, it's a lot cooler. We are about 8,100 feet in altitude. So this here, okay, can go this way, go that way. I talked to that guy, and he just came from this area, and he said he got a couple of bites but nothing. And the best spot, and I told him, I said, why don't you go to the pipe? But the thing is that if the lake is being fished out, you know, there's a lot of people that come here. And you can tell by the winding trails. Ah, what a cool, feels a lot cooler. I want to set up my shower when everybody's gone. I'm going to set up my shower and take a shower outside. Ah, man, I wish I would have, you know, I was so busy doing everything, and I never thought about putting in the reels. But the best stop for me, it's always been where that guy's at. I don't know if you can tell. Let's see, right there. And also over by the little sandy area. Where is it? Right there. Now, some people come here with waders, and they walk in, and it's a little bit of a mistake because some people has gotten. There was a lady that was fishing on the opposite bank, and she went up to her waist. She had the waders and everything, and she got stuck, and she couldn't get out. They had to call the fire department, and they were pulling and pulling. They went out there with a raft, and they couldn't. They finally. She, you know, managed to get the wader off, and then got her on the raft, and then finally got the waders off the mud, just yank them up, because I couldn't do it with her. And she was scared too. She was very scared. So this is very peaceful. I brought a cousin that he's never been he's from Florida and never been in the mountains. And I brought him here, took him out to that spot, and we caught a bunch of fish. I mean, in the morning we caught like 17, and then we had the breakfast and everything. It was very nice. And some guy came over, and he said, "Oh, you got crackers? Oh, why don't we batter them?" He kind of invited himself, and we had enough fish. I said, "Go ahead, you can have a couple. Doesn't bother me." So let me go through the jungle here. And there's still people walking around. It's 6 o'clock now. So the sun, it has about half an hour or so. And then we'll see. Oh, let me sit in that table. You know, I should go get a beer. Yeah. I want to go get a michelada. I'm addicted to the micheladas. All right, when I put the camera here, I'm going to go open the truck and get a nice cold beer later. So, sausage, knife, cold beer. And I forgot my Presidente. Didn't even have a shot of whiskey. Forgot. I just so much stuff. Salud. Man, that's refreshing. So now I was gonna putting together a plan on where to go hunting, what area, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in the west side, go up to this spot where I think there should be some water, and if there's water, that's where I'll hunt. If there's no water there, then I'm gonna go further up the road to the ridge and see what happens. I don't have a thermometer because I also forgot my outdoors watch. Man, that would tell me if it's gonna rain, snow, temperature, everything, altitude, but no, I left it. But it feels like it's 68, 69. That's a big difference from 102. I was not gonna be able to sleep in that camper. Over here, I can just open all the windows. Even if it gets a little nippy, I got a blanket. But you breathe that fresh air, cool air. So yeah, this is one of my favorite spots. Small, quaint, not a lot of people here. There's another campground further down. There's another one down the other side. There's like two. And there's one back here and there's more further up to the other lakes. One time I came here and they were just talking. The truck backed up and put this pipe out, and all these fish started flowing out into the water. But they were kind of like hanging around the same wherever they landed, and they weren't biting because they were kind of in shock. So they gotta get accustomed to where they are, and then start exploring, moving around, right out to the lake. And there was a kid fishing right there. The truck picked up everything and left. And there was a kid. He must have been, I guess, 7, no more than that, 7, maybe 8. And he got hooked. He hooked up a fish, and he started yelling, "I got a fish! I got a fish!" And then his father helped him reel him up. It was a 4-pound trout, man. It's a big monster. I never seen a fish that big. We were so happy. There's also bears. They have those cans. So you can put your foot in there, lock it up. Because bears come snooping around. And there's also deer. This mountain back here, I saw a guy with a rifle going after a deer, but it turned out it was a doe.
He didn't shoot it. He just looked at it. Just looked at it. He's like wishing he had antlers. Well, back in there, it's good hunting, but it's very steep. Very hard to get up there. Well, I'm feeling a little better. I want to make sure that the truck is level so I don't have any issues when I get up there tilting to one side or anything. That's nice. All right, I'm going to turn off. I'm going to wait for everybody to leave before I can pop the camper. All right. I still got to maneuver the truck. It's not exactly jackknife, so I can bring out the steps. No, gotta do a few things. All right, guys. See you on the next one.
Well, dinner's ready. Fried eggs, rice, and Portuguese sausage. This is more like a breakfast, but I have so many eggs left over. I said, let me start using them. So the temperature is not exactly is not warm and it's not cold. It's kind of cool, and it's gonna get cooler later. That better. At 8,000 feet, you know. And I think tonight I'm gonna jump in bed on top. I'm not sleeping on the sofa. See if I can get a better night's sleep there. Okay, well, I'm gonna keep eating. You don't need to watch. Later. Well, good morning. It got a little nippy last night, but I slept a lot better on the bed up here. So I'm gonna make breakfast. Just coffee in a Danish. Nothing fancy. Still gotta finish some of these. Ready to wash my face, my teeth, and there's already people here. I heard a car go by. I think there's somebody went fishing. Put this over here. So I'm gonna take off early because there's another issue I haven't mentioned. I want to beat the heat because the air conditioning on the truck stopped working. I don't know why. There's a the setting. Get this. All right. the speed setting on the fan, when I bought it, you put it in medium and you get a very little. Well, look at the thermometer. It's 57, so it's a little nippy. So you get a little breeze. You go up from there, and it will go up a little bit, and then it will slow down to barely nothing, and then it will speed up again, and then nothing, and I'm going, and then I hear this tuk 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 tuk. So I'm thinking, I don't know if that noise is part of the problem, that something's wrong with the air conditioning. But when I get the knob and I hit it at full blast, it goes right away. You get a blast of wind, but it's so much that you don't want it all the time. It's just enough to cool down the cabin, but when it's cold enough, you want to bring it down, right? So when I bring it down, it does the same thing. It shuts down. It slows down, and then it shuts down to nothing. Just you put your hand on the grid there, and you feel this little breeze, but it's barely making it to your face. So now, when I hit it at full blast, it doesn't do anything, and you don't hear the tuk 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 anymore. So I think that either there is a sensor. No, it's not a sensor. What do you call it? It responds to the signal you send with the knob for high, low, low, medium, and high fan. It sends it to that unit, the little square thing like this, and then that tells the fan to go. I think that's the way it works. But apparently that piece is bad, so I had to replace it. That means I have to take the whole bottom out of where the air conditioning unit is there. I hope it's that, because it's easy. It's an easy replacement. If it's something to do with the compressor, then I'm screwed. So right now, it's 7:30. I'm gonna have this coffee, get finished dressing, putting everything away, bring the top down, and let's go. Take off, because it's gonna get hot down the desert, and I don't wanna, with no air conditioning, I'm gonna have to go with the windows open, suffocating. All right, so cheers, and let's see if the next trip was better than this one. All right. Later. Well, I'm ready to go. Oh, I still gotta clamp down the pop. But let me give you a view of this beautiful, gorgeous area. Look at those mountains up there. If you can climb it, and if you can hunt it, you'll see some big bucks up there. But you gotta be a goat to be able to do that. And you gotta do it from the other side. This is very impossible here. In this side, also, very good area. A lot of good bucks up there. And there's some water back there too. There's a trail that goes back there. It's a road. So, I got some repairs when I get home. I gotta check the screws on the ceiling, on the roof, to see they don't leak. I gotta repair the cabinet that fell off. I got to repair the air conditioning on the truck. So there's a lot of stuff to be done, and I don't, see up here, latch it down. Oh, gotta repair this. It's coming off. You know, you're working with old equipment, and it's not gonna stay. It's not gonna stay new forever. Everything here is tight, semi-tight. I got a ratchet on the other side, so it's pretty tight. Everything here is good to go. Okay. Oh, all right, I gotta use 2 hands for this. Let's see this one. Okay, this one. This one works. All right, let me let you go later. All right, guys, so we're on our way back. The AC is putting out a little light, cool air, which is fine. As long as I keep the truck at a high speed. Let me bring this down. If I keep the vehicle at a high speed, it's pushing more air. The fan is probably dead, so the air is coming in because it's open to the outside. If I push the button for recycle, there's no air at all coming in, so that means the fan is dead. So that sensor is not working. Gotta replace that. So here's a view of the desert. And it already feels like it's in the 80s. I've had this gadget for the longest time. It blocks the sun, and it helps a lot because the sun is hitting on this side. And I've had that since I used to go hunt with the Blazer. It still works. Okay, so it's right now it's going to be 9 pretty soon, 9 o'clock in the morning. Full tank. I clear the mileage, and then I'm going to fill up again when I get home to find out exactly what kind of mileage I'm getting on a flat straightaway instead of going up and down the mountains. That kills the mileage. So we'll see what we're gonna get. All right, see you on the next one.